killed the dinosaurs. The Ice Age.
You want a cup of Java juice?
I'm gonna make you famous, Lizzie.
It's not Al anymore. It's Dunk.
Dunkachino?
Don't mind if I do.
I'm the Joker, baby.
Welcome to Lights Camera Barstool, episode 40 of season 2. Jeff Lowe, Ken Jack, and Chris Castellani. We have a very packed episode today. Very, very packed episode. A lot of Stranger Things. A lot of, I almost forgot what movie we were reviewing, and I forgot it's a piece of shit.
Kind of two, right?
Well, actually, so
John Hustle.
I was going to say we're going to do it. We should, late thought, I keep forgetting, we have Michael Waldron on. We went an hour with Michael Waldron, so let's push Hustle to next week.
Okay.
But we have Michael Waldron on, creator of Loki, writer for Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness, also writing a Star Wars movie currently.
Yeah, that's right.
With Kevin Feige. But we almost didn't talk anything about Marvel. We kind of did at the end, or Star Wars. We did an hour-long alternate universe sports draft. So, like, you know, what if X was traded here? What if X team drafted this player instead? So we did that. It was a fun little sports nostalgia talk. We also interviewed Brett Gelman, who has a very pivotal role in Stranger Things Season 4. We will talk about Stranger Things, because we've ripped through Stranger Things, at least the first volume.
Yeah.
Volume 2 coming out in July. And then we will talk Jurassic World Dominion. I don't know for how long. My thoughts on Jurassic World Dominion are very condensed.
I think most of the stuff I have to say is extremely
The movie's fucking cheeks.
Yeah,
Stinks.
It's most. I think
All right, okay, we're gonna have some fun. We're gonna have some fun then.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
think we're all in agreement here. Yeah.
I'll say it off the top though. I do think it's better than the last one.
Yeah,
So congratulations.
But the bar of that is so low.
Congratulations to Jurassic World. Though honestly, like if you really truly think this one's worse than the last one, I couldn't care less to even argue a point on that, because they just both stink. They're both bad. It's amazing how far away from the first movie they've gotten with this franchise.
Yeah.
Yep.
It is like, it's actually kind of sad.
Which is weird considering they cast 3 people from the first movie to get it back into this one.
It's just sad. So yeah, we will talk about Jurassic World Dominion. But first up, this episode of Lights Camera Barstool is brought to you by Game Time. That's right. The exclusive ticketing partner of Barstool Sports. Game Time is a ticketing app that makes it easier than ever to score last-minute deals on ticket to sports, concert, shows. Guarantee the lowest prices. Crack the code on, like we said, last-minute tickets. I've used these so far. Game Time's awesome. Went to a Cubs game. Went to a Red Sox game in Fenway. Great seats. Great prices. You absolutely need to use our code LCB. $20 off your first purchase, which right there you're getting probably cheaper tickets anyway. That's a great deal. Whether you're going probably at this point a baseball game. I don't know. Maybe you're listening and you're going to score tickets to the NBA Finals. I don't know.
Yeah, just make sure you catch your flight.
You could do that. True.
Yeah.
People forget you missed you did not. You went to the wrong airport.
Went to the wrong airport. Never fly out of anywhere but Newark, except for that day.
Concert tickets? I don't know.
Yeah.
Get well soon, Justin Bieber. Maybe you're at one of these Bieber concerts that got postponed. You want to go to a concert because you're like, I need a concert. Do that maybe. I don't know. Go see who's on tour right now. The Killers. They're probably on tour.
Sounds right. Yeah.
Coldplay's
doing
on
something.
Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Yeah. Right.
I don't know. Anyone who's out there. I'm gonna pull it up. Maybe. Oh, you know, I bet's out there. Jeff Dunham.
Jeff Dunham's definitely.
I bet. Jeff Dunham's probably in Vegas.
Terry Fader out there.
Actually, you could probably. Let's see. Game Time.
Go to Vegas and see Enzo the Dead Sicilian.
Yeah, exactly.
Or Terry Fader, or another winner of America's Got Talent, Matt Franco.
Who's that?
He's a magician. Matt Franco. His stage name is Matt with 1 T. His regular name is Matt with 2 T's.
It's a great disguise.
Oh no!
It's like Shang-Chi almost.
Oh no! He's on tour. Jeff Dunham is on tour. Oh no! He's not on tour till August.
Okay. Still,
so
you can
wait
get him now. You can get him in
Yeah,
advance.
wait. Well, yeah, you can go see comedians. You can go see anybody. Let's who,
Gov Ball.
Who's playing?
Book of Mormon.
Who can Chris go see this weekend?
You can go see Daddy Yankee. I know you're a big fan, Chris. Oh, Chris is very frozen right now. I'm sure he's a massive fan of
He's
Daddy
thinking,
Yankee.
he's popping back in. Okay, we're gonna bring him back into the room, and I'm gonna tell him who he's gonna go see at a concert. Actually, the Tigers are playing the Red Sox. Let's see, Little Caesars Arena in Detroit, and it's not. He doesn't live in Detroit, but New Kids on the Block. New Kids on the Block are gonna be in Detroit on June 24th.
Oh boy. Oh.
You can, and then you can go see a month later. You can go see Kevin Hart.
Any of that like
Thrilling.
Any of that tickle your fancy?
Absolutely thrilling. But make sure you.
Mine. I'd prefer the sports teams not suck instead. Kevin Hart is very funny, but you get more comedic value, and Kevin Hart's great. You get more comedic value watching the Wings, Pistons, and Tigers. I think at this point.
Little Caesars Arena. Bring back the pretzel pizza, by the way. Little Caesars. Purchase process very quick and easy. Once you buy your tickets, they're delivered directly to your phone. No printer needed. And a lot of these ticketing sites, it's a pain in the ass. Especially if you do, and Game Time is not. If you do one of those like hide your email things for Apple, if you accidentally do that with one of the other competitive sites, which we're not going to talk about, you can't get the ticket. You have to rebuy a ticket. Game Time, very easy. None of that bullshit. Apple allows you to easily share tickets with friends via text too, which is great. You can get into the game wherever you go.
That way you don't get in that fucked up situation that we had up with darts.
Right.
Where Michael Greer had to
50.
let in 53 people while he stood there scanning each individual ticket on a competitor app.
Download the Game Time app, go to the account tab, create a login, redeem code LCB for $20 off your first purchase. Download Game Time, LCB, $20 off. Great app. Summer, go see some concerts, go see some shows, baseball maybe. There you go, have some fun. Maybe go to the fucking Stanley Cup Finals. I don't know. Maybe you're in Tampa listening. Or in Denver. Good luck to both squads. Okay, let's do some news off the top here. Jam-packed show. We'll start with trailers. First off, Thor: Love and Thunder. Tickets are out. Go get those now. You probably can't because, as usual, I tried to get them. You can't get them because AMC's site.
Did this morning, actually. AMC did not crash.
Did for me. I have not gotten my tickets yet. Was not able to get them. So.
Although we do have screener tickets, to be fair to
We do. We did not get a +1, by the way. No +1s for Thor: Love and Thunder. I think because people fucked up. And I would assume that's why. Too many people are going to screeners. And I think people had too big of a mouth and were leaking things. Literally, fucking Doctor Strange had a whole scene on Twitter like a week and a half before.
Yep.
No more +1s to these things. So I mean, that's not a complaint. I don't really care as long as I can see it. I'm selfish. It doesn't bother me. But that's would seem to be a reason why. Black Adam though, first trailer for Black Adam. Very long-awaited trailer. This is a passion project, according to Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. He said that for years. The premise, nearly 5,000 years after he was bestowed with the almighty powers of the Egyptian gods and imprisoned just as quickly, Black Adam, played by Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, is freed from his earthly tomb, ready to unleash his unique form of justice on the modern world. Pierce Brosnan, Noah Centineo also in this, our favorite actor. This is not a Netflix movie, you'd be surprised. Yeah, Aldous Hodge, friend of the pod. Comes out in October. This has been teased for years. For a long time, we never saw pictures, footage. It was only ever artwork done by Boss Logic on Twitter. It was all we ever saw of this for probably 3 or 4 years. If we finally now have a trailer, I have no thought. Like I have thoughts. My thoughts are I have no opinion on this. I just don't care.
Yeah, I remember. I
don't know.
I dug up a tweet for this. I didn't realize it. He signed on to do Black Adam in 2014.
It's crazy,
and it's only now coming out, and it got delayed forever. And like you can't blame.
I care more about the side characters in this than I do. I don't know why. I just don't. Maybe it's The Rock has just transcended any role he plays, and I know that's shitty. I don't know. Just like it's for me. If you were to tell me I get a Shazam trailer tomorrow, I'd be excited for that.
No mention of Shazam in this, by the way. And Shazam is supposed to be a huge...
They said there's not going to be any...
Which is crazy, because that's supposed to be the biggest thing of Black Adam.
Yeah.
But I think that something weird about including Egyptian gods is that it really hasn't worked for any movie except for The Mummy. Like, if you think about it and you go back, like, X-Men Apocalypse, Cheeks. You go back, what was it? Gods in... what's the one with Jamie Lannister?
Oh, Gods of Egypt?
Gods of Egypt. Cheeks. Even like if you very recently Moon Knight, like I feel like the movies just haven't really had a good go of trying to adapt to that specific group of gods or anything like that. I don't think The Rock is the guy that's going to bring that out of like not obscurity but back into the limelight. And the trailer was just weird. Like
it had the way he was flying in that one.
The way he was flying was so weird.
He was just like floating.
Yeah.
He was just like the most angry flyer I've ever seen in my entire life. And like I don't know, man. It's just. It has that grainy DC sort of look to it, like, you know what I mean? That sheen over the entire thing, which looks like shit. Special effects look fine or whatever, but like I think the one part from this trailer that got me not most like fired up or excited or anything, but just like a little bit excited was when he said like oh, superheroes don't kill people. And he's like, oh well, I do. And I think like that's a cool concept to explore, but I doubt that that's going to be like the heaviest thing that they lean into. So
yeah, I hope this is good. This looks dated to me. Like just so much about the action, the line, even that line you just brought up, Ken Jack, is like very, I don't know, like mid 2000s, like fuck you edge to it. And like it just reminded me of the fact that while effects have objectively gotten better over the last like 10, 15 years, that flying sequence, which is a total ripoff of the first Iron Man.
Iron Man,
of him, yeah, it doesn't look better than the original Iron Man did. It's weird. I don't know if it's the grain they're putting on this, like you said, but yeah, I mean, I chuckled in this trailer, and I really hope it's good because I love Dwayne Johnson, though. I think, Jeff, you made a really good point there, which I think that's maybe the reason why he hasn't gotten cast as a superhero, because he's one of those guys whose fame has like transcended the characters he plays. So no matter what, you're just like, it's The Rock. And this time it's The Rock playing a superhero. This time it's The Rock playing, you know, a cab driver. This time it's The Rock playing an FBI agent. So I really hope this is good because I want it to succeed. But I don't know. Is
There's
Black
not many
Adam,
I would say that for, but like if George Clooney showed up as like a fucking Marvel hero, I'd be like, this doesn't look right.
Yeah, no, I agree.
It's
I mean,
George Clooney.
Yeah. And no, that's why I mean I think back in the day there were people who were like, dude, Brad Pitt should totally play Thor. I'm like,
right, Brad Pitt's a weird one too. I don't think I could do Brad Pitt. I think Christian Bale toes the line a little, but he gets so lost in roles, it's like not that big of a deal.
Yeah.
But The Rock doesn't look like The Rock.
Jerry Seinfeld would be weird.
Tom Hanks, another one.
Like Jerry Seinfeld should have been a superhero.
Jerry Seinfeld would be very odd.
Yeah, that's a little weird. Kramer.
What superhero role would Jerry Seinfeld be able to play? It couldn't be a hero. It'd have to be a villain.
He'd be pretty funny.
He'd be really funny. He'd be like a funny cameo.
Yeah.
Adam Smasher, played by Noah Centineo. Cyclone, another character. Dr. Fate, that's Pierce Brosnan. I'm excited for that. Hawkman, that's Aldous Hodge's character. Those I actually am looking forward to those characters. I think they look cool.
Aldous Hodge rules.
Yeah, he's
Aldous
a good
Hodge
actor.
is great. Yeah.
I don't know. You know what? For the fucking sake of The Rock, I hope it's good. I would be surprised if this movie's good. I really would be. And that I know it makes it sound like we're being DC haters, but I that's why I'll preface by saying I'm actually very excited for the next Shazam movie. This one I just don't know. I don't know. It's tough. It's one of those things too. Again, what do we say? It's the Avatar effect. Something's around long enough. Sometimes you hit that point where you just start to dislike it and you've never seen it, but then sometimes it's around so long you go back to liking it. Like it's so ridiculous how long it's taken Avatar to come out that I just like Avatar, but Black Adam's in the part where I don't like it.
Yeah, I feel like
it needs another year to not come out, and then I'll turn the corner.
For The Rock, I feel like he doesn't need this movie to succeed. He's like the richest actor in Hollywood. Like he'll always get roles for now, basically forever. So he's fine in that sense. But like this is a passion project for him, and like that is the reason I think more than anything else where I'm like I want him to get something that he personally cares this much about off the ground and to win. But also just. It makes me mad looking at all of his Instagram promos all the time. He's the biggest liar on earth.
Yeah,
he's the number one liar.
He is the biggest liar.
In the universe.
He doesn't need any of that shit.
Doesn't need any of that shit. He isn't drinking the fucking energy drink out of a glass. He's such a fucking liar. Remember even for Black Adam.
I do believe he drinks Zoa though.
Oh, for sure. But out of the glass, no one does that. But he, do you remember this? And we talked about this. I remember with Joe Ballins. It was that long ago. He had that Instagram he put up where he ripped the gate off of his fucking.
Yes.
He ripped the gate off of his front fence or whatever. He's like, yeah, my gate was broken, but I had to get there to shoot Black Adam, so I tore it off with my bare hands. Like, first of all, that's a fucking lie. You did not do that. And second of all, it's Black Adam, and you're Black Adam. They'll wait for you.
Yeah, like, they're not gonna be like, get a new guy.
Yeah, they're not gonna be like, oh, sorry, got to recast you, Rock. Like The Rock. I mean, come on. He's just a liar, man. But that's what's endearing about him.
Yeah, because you like him. Like, he's full of shit probably, but you like the guy.
Exactly.
Todd Phillips confirms a Joker sequel, which it's got some fucking name that I'm not going to pronounce.
Weird French title.
Yeah, I mean, it's like a psychosis between two individuals. So people think there's gonna be Harley Quinn here. I don't know. I'd actually be sort of surprised by it. Like, I don't see Tyler Phillips being like a dick about this. I don't know. I don't really know what that means. I guess it would make sense. But this obviously the Joker is so disconnected from any superhero-y, comic booky thing. That's why Scorsese had his name attached to some parts. Like that's because they were like they remember like how like adamant they were. Like it really wasn't a comic book movie. They're like, oh, it's not really this. I like Joker. I know Joker was a very divisive movie, and people kind of like soured on it, especially after like the Oscars thing, like how many nominations it got. I don't think it needed a sequel. I think it was an incredible performance, and it could have just been what it was. But also, hard to turn down a lot of money, hard to turn down success. Especially DC is like one of the properties that was like praised, and they have a lot of properties that aren't praised. I don't. Again, this is another one. I don't know. I also could see this being very despised because him doing this performance again. You're not going to be. It's not going to be as well received the second time.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Often, when was the last time anybody? We'll have to switch over on our Zoom here in a second. When was the last time anybody did a role a second time after winning Best Actor or Actress?
I think I know what it is. Wasn't it Michael Douglas in Wall Street?
Wait, he won Best Actor for. He was
For the first Wall Street, I'm pretty sure.
He would be supporting, would he not?
Let me check.
To Sheen? I'm pretty sure. Wall Street, was it Money Never Sleeps?
No, yeah, he did. He did win. He did win. That's right.
He won
did
Best
win.
Lead?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So that would be it. You're right. That's a good call. It's a great trivia
How did I
question.
pull that? That'd be a really good dozen
Really good
question.
trivia
That
question.
scene, that
Yeah.
fucking,
Well, you blew that. You're not getting that one now.
That second
God
Wall Street,
damn it.
But even
I had a very funny scene before we forget. The Tro Bonds always mentions the one where he's getting a haircut and Donald
That's
Trump
Trump.
walks in and he's like, "Oh, I love this guy. I love getting haircuts here." And then fucking Gordon Gekko's like, "Yeah, Donald Trump, me too." It's such a bizarre scene watching.
Which like of all people that like not need like the
Yeah.
name to be mentioned. It's like I think
It's
people
like,
know who
we
that
know
is.
it's Donald Trump,
It's not like
yeah.
the fucking Brian Arakpo Geico
Yes,
commercial.
yes.
And that's the funny thing is that's not even just win, like nomination.
Yeah.
Well, wasn't nomination? Wouldn't the last one have been Johnny Depp?
Johnny Depp, let's say.
Yep.
No, yep. Johnny Depp. That's it, I guess. I'm looking. I mean, yeah, Johnny Depp Pirates.
Yeah.
Huh.
It's just there's no
It
way.
is a bizarre thing to do. It's something like if I was an actor, I would not want to do that. Like, because there's nowhere to go but down. You're not going to win an Oscar twice. Odds are the movie's probably not going to be as good. So it is a weird decision, but the movie also made $1 billion. Like, it was going to get.
I mean, I'm like, I don't have an issue with it being made. It makes complete sense. The amount of money, all of that. Like, it makes complete sense.
I think I'm just more excited for the Barry Keoghan version of the Joker now. Like I like that the fact that they like let multiple actors get a try at it because everyone has their own different interpretation of it. And like I think that to the degree of like we don't need another glimpse of this Joker because it was already so good that like you were saying it's not going to get better. But like where do you go with a Joker sequel? Like what's the next step for him? Like Harley Quinn, like the Harley Quinn in this universe, like it doesn't click.
Hey, here's what the title suggests. Based on what I read, the title suggests the idea of there potentially being some sort of second Joker, some protege Joker, which that was a theory before the first Joker movie came out, which is that this is not the actual Joker. This is some sort of
right. And there's so much of it is open-ended too. Like so much of the ending was open-ended and like, you know, the questions of its dream seeing. I don't know. I just
Did you all see the Willem Dafoe where he had basically had this exact idea in an interview a year ago? So people now think it's going to be Willem
Cool, see Willem
Dafoe,
Dafoe
which
do
has
that.
been like
That'd
a
be
long time fan cast.
That'd be very cool.
You know what's funny? An actor on the level of Joaquin Phoenix, Jim Carrey, once said like he refused to do sequels of any movie. He's like, I don't want to do it. I don't want to revisit a character. It's never going to be as good until he did Dumb and Dumber 2 or whatever, which was god awful. So and take some advice from Jim Carrey.
I prefer when Harry Met Lloyd.
When Harry Met
prequel.
Lloyd. God, that
That's
movie stunk.
That movie stunk, but it has one of the best, funniest scenes in a bad movie, which is the stupid Bob Saget screaming about.
What an odd choice that is. Thinking back on it, like they had a very successful comedy, and they're like, "Hey, let's just not bring the funny guys back."
So you want to know our scores for it, Chris?
For Dumb and Dumb,
Jeff has it
Harry
as
Met
a
Lloyd.
6. I have it at a 1.
You have it? Is that your lowest rated movie, or have you ever
No,
given
I
it a zero?
have lots of zeros. Yeah.
Like that movie should have been a like. You would think if you didn't know that, and obviously it was not like nobody really returned to it, but if you didn't know that they came out with a prequel to Dumb and Dumber in the year 2003, you would have just assumed it's a straight to DVD or straight to VHS movie.
It should have been,
and it was a full movie. Fucking Shia LaBeouf was in that movie.
Yep. A lot of the rest of the cast is very unnotable.
Sherry O'Terry.
Yeah.
Love Sherry O'Terry.
It's on Tubi if any of you want to watch it.
Interesting.
Wow, it made $39 million at the box office. Good for them.
It did
no
make-
way that cost more than
it
like
made-
$5 million to make.
Not $20 million.
No fucking way. How did they do that? There was nothing.
What's the Jack and Jill?
They didn't even
budget
have any
again?
big actors in it. There was like, are you shitting me?
No, wasn't Jack and Jill 75 million?
See, like,
$80 million budget.
but that's Adam Sandler in that at least. Like there's no actor of note in this movie.
We'll talk about it. I think we all liked Hustle, right? I would assume.
Yeah.
Hustle was fine.
Yeah, it's crazy that Adam Sandler can just choose to either make a good movie or a pile of shit.
Yeah.
Like it just that's I love that there's no in between really. Like it's just like a dumpy piece of garbage or like a really good movie that people like.
Force, yeah.
Keep going. Yeah.
Spider-Man No Way Home re-releasing in the fall with more fun stuff version. I don't give a fuck.
Nah.
That's annoying. See that you want to complain about Marvel shit. That's the shit people should complain about. That's taking up spots in a theater.
Yep.
I mean, look. I know the studio's got to do it. They got to make their money, and you hope it trickles down to the right areas. But like that should be a thing people get annoyed about.
It sucks bad enough that like Top Gun is losing IMAX slots to Jurassic World.
That's annoying.
And then like
that
now,
stinks.
Even now, more Top Gun, whatever spots they have, are going to get lost out to a re-release of Spider-Man. That sucks.
Marvel's Thunderbolts movie is officially a go. Will be directed by Jake Schreier. Who? What did he do? He did
Black Widow.
Black
Yeah,
Widow.
he did Cherry too.
The movie could be Zemo, Yelena, Florence Pugh's character, Deadpool potentially. Julie Louis-Dreyfus' character potentially. There's a lot. Thunderbolt Ross will not be in it. He passed away.
Yep.
Right before the Oscars. We'll see. The Thunderbolt. I'll read. The film will revolve around a group of supervillains or characters who have played bad guys at one point in the MCU who go on missions for the government. So I mean, it's like. It's we're talking like Suicide Squad shit, except much different, significantly different. Obviously, MCU would not. We'll see because we'll see what they do with Deadpool, but you have to assume that it wouldn't be to the level that DC did the Suicide Squad. That'd be rather shocking.
I would like it if
it'd be awesome though if they found a way to pull that off. Is Wyatt Russell going to be in this?
That was going to be my next question. Is like that's be the most exciting thing to me.
Yes, as
U.S. agent,
which we're interviewing him this week.
We are. That's right.
So we'll have to ask him about that. There you go. See that
he's a beast in that.
Was that an official announcement or is that a rumor?
I don't know if it's official.
Because I don't think it's official. It isn't official because they would never do that in the middle of the week. So that'll be announced at D23 this summer.
Would love Zemo too.
Or whatever
I
the
think
fuck
he
that
was the
happens.
best part of Falcon and the Winter Soldier by far, in my opinion.
Yeah.
That's comic book stuff. Nev Campbell not going to return for Scream 6.
Don't
Salary dispute though. She did not feel like she's getting paid enough. Which you know what? When you're the fucking backbone of the franchise and you're not getting paid enough money, good for her. Fuck that. Matt Lillard came out and was like, "Yeah, it's bullshit." Which, yeah, I agree. Like that's like, I hope the movie tanks now. Like, how do you not? She's like, and I think Matt Lillard said too. Like, she's like the ultimate like final girl in the horror movies. Like, she is like the definition of it. She's always embodied that character great. She's probably the best part of the new Scream movie. Should probably pay her money. Should probably like pay her due. Like that's like she is the franchise.
Yeah.
Like, well, except for the like the actual Ghostface, but that's not a fucking. It's not a character. It's like it's the whole like that. That's crazy to me.
The Scream movies are by and far bad. So like there's the first one's good. The last one was okay. Most of them are shitty. So like I don't care if she doesn't come back, to be frank. And like that's not like to say that I don't think she deserves the money that she is basically earned by becoming like one of the most iconic Scream queens there is. But like it's some of the things is like as a fan and like of a fan of good movies, I'm not like devastated that Neve Campbell is not going to come back to a Scream movie, if that makes sense.
Yeah. I liked her in the last one. I also think there was something about the last one where I'm okay with the idea of like let's pass the torch along, do something new.
See, for me, I see that truly makes me not care. Like you pass the torch along, I truly don't. Like my interest in that movie was totally based on the nostalgia part of it.
What about Shia in Indy 4? What was his name?
Right.
That Butch or something?
Mutt Williams.
Mutt. I was close.
I just think that's crazy that they're like you got people back because of nostalgia. You should probably make sure that remains. But we'll talk nostalgia about Jurassic World as it is.
I thought you were going to say with the Munsters reboot.
We'll talk Munsters. We're going to end with the Munsters.
Okay, good.
All right, couple trailers here, and then we'll wrap up. Disney's Strange World, starring Jake Gyllenhaal and Alan Tudyk, The legendary Clades are a family of explorers whose differences threatened to topple their latest and most crucial mission. Comes out in November. Interesting trailer. Not much, though, to go off of. Looks nice.
Yeah, it looked fun.
It's a classic Disney trailer. It looks nice. We'll see if it's good.
The director,
This isn't
the same guy who did.
Go ahead.
He worked on Moana, Emperor's New Groove, Big Hero 6, like stuff that we know is good. So like that's the one thing where I took away from it more than anything else. Because like you're saying, with the trailers, with almost anything Pixar, it's very difficult to like look. I don't think I've ever seen a Pixar trailer and I was like, oh, this looks like shit. Like they've all looked solid. Some of them have been okay. Some of them have been really good. So like you never really can tell from that. But I think the back end of it is good at least.
Yeah, they're always going to look like they're going to be good until you see it. It's like it's very you can't really. I guess that's the goodwill they built up.
This isn't based on anything, right?
I don't think so.
Not that I know.
Original, so that's cool. Yeah, hopefully it's good.
Yeah, I like the original stuff from Disney and Pixar. I always be more excited for it. Though I will say I am very excited for Lightyear.
Yeah, although I also have like mixed reviews of it so far. They're like, yeah, this is the one spot that they had to like go crazy and do something wild and different, and it's kind of like paint by numbers, which is kind of a bummer. But I'm still very excited to see it.
Yeah, I'm excited for that to come out this weekend, but I'm more excited for Elvis. 2 trailers that came out at the same time, which is insane that they came out at the same time because they're not like twin shows, but like one is like
they're kind
they
of
basically are.
Yeah.
Tim Burton's Wednesday Addams show coming to Netflix in the fall. Jenna Ortega as Wednesday. Sure.
Actress. Yeah.
The most iconic snaps in the world.
Yep.
I'm just glad it's not
Great
Tim
theme
Burton
song.
animation.
Yo, God, yeah, it's not like what do you call claymation or whatever or stop motion animation.
The last Tim Burton thing was Dumbo, right?
Yeah, and that was a pile.
Ooh,
Big shit.
Dumbo was bad. Dumbo was real bad.
Dumbo was rough, man.
Dumbo was so fucking depressed. Wasn't Dumbo a summer movie?
It was like a blockbuster slot, if I remember right. They thought it was going to be like a big thing.
When did that shit release?
Slot.
I think it was. I think it was close to summer, and it's like, why is this out right now?
Yeah, that was not good. I feel like most of Tim Burton's recent filmography has not entirely been great.
Oh no, he's made like one good movie in 20 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then they also came
Dark
out
Shadows.
with the trailer for Rob Zombie's, the first look at Rob Zombie's Munsters reboot.
I'm more interested in this, I think.
I am too. This actually really,
because it's Rob Zombie #1.
Yeah, that it was not a summer movie. It was September. It looks like.
Oh, okay.
Whatever. Point being,
it would be funny if it was a December movie.
Yeah, this should have been like a March. Never mind, March 2019.
I thought it was March.
Still, like a chipper time of the year for like a very depressing elephant movie to come out. And people don't love Dumbo to begin with, if I recall. The Munsters, though, I'm excited for. This could be terror. But this is just there's intriguing elements to this.
I don't know a ton about the Munsters in general. Like, it's not a show I watched a lot of. The theme song, iconic, obviously. Munster cheese, great. Yeah. Although I think it's supposed to be pronounced Munster. I'm not sure.
Yeah, it is. But I say Munster too.
Yeah. I did after
very
I watched
cheap.
the trailer.
You just taste cheap.
It does taste super cheap, but I like it because it makes me feel fancy because it has the umlaut, like double dots over the U. I did look up some interesting Munster facts after watching the trailer. Some stuff that was very shocking. Number one, and this is all through the Munsters wiki page or whatever, like their independent wiki. Herman Munster was born in Germany, and he was married at age 15 to Lily Munster, who was Lily Dracula or whatever in Romania. It says that they moved to America after World War II, and they mention Herman Munster fought in World War II. They don't say which side he fought for, but he was born in Germany, fought in World War II. That's all they said. And so, you never really know, how they managed to get to America. I would imagine that it was almost an Operation Paperclip thing where it's maybe they had medical technology involved with Herman Munster they wanted to research, so they recused him of all of his war crimes and let him come over to America. I don't know. And also, another interesting thing about this, which I didn't know, their kid is a werewolf. How does that work when Frankenstein has a child with Dracula's, a female Dracula? How does that make a werewolf? I have no idea how the physiology of that works at all. I feel like maybe there's a werewolf mailman. And
Grandpa Munster is one of the all-time iconic looking people.
He does have that nice hair.
I love Grandpa Munster. I'm again, these shows came out, I believe, either the same year or right around the same time. So it's just weird that there's What are the fucking like?
It has to be
that's
solo.
again. That's one of those like maybe it was like an IP thing.
It would be like, and this is two shows I equate a lot, like Gilligan's Island and MASH having a reboot at the same
Right.
time. Like those two shows, like they might not have even aired at the same time, but they are like in my head they mix.
I'm kind of shocked we haven't had a new Gilligan's Island thing.
That is kind of
I
shocking.
mean, not that I'm asking.
MASH
for
too,
it.
to be honest.
I'm not asking for it.
Yeah.
I don't want anything Gilligan's Island related. I can't think of anything that would not fit well at all in our
Gilligan's
current
Island.
not culture, just like the period of time right now.
Great name for a show though. Gilligan's just a great name.
Trailer for Spiderhead, starring Chris Hemsworth, Journey Smollett, and Miles Teller, hits Netflix June 17th. In the near future, convicts are offered the chance to volunteer as medical subjects to shorten their sentence. One such subject for a new drug capable of generating feelings of love begins questioning the reality of his emotions. Looks, I mean, I don't know. I got to see it, I guess.
Kaczynski just did Top Gun. Bang that out. I saw some early reviews of this that said it was good. Same writers from Deadpool. Obviously, great cast.
Yeah,
Hemsworth
the cast
and Teller
is
together
that's
is
the
nuts.
big.
Yeah, more than anything else. So them and Kaczynski, obviously. So like, I don't know. I'm a little excited for it. I feel like Netflix hasn't had, not counting Stranger Things, like a really, really good movie in a while. Like one where I'm like actively recommending it to people.
Last of Us first look.
2 Game of Thrones alum. I mean, Pedro Pascal and Bella Ramsey, I think her name is,
Yep.
right? Yeah. I mean, it looks fine. It's just a picture so far. Craig Mazin, the guy who did Chernobyl, behind it. I love The Last of Us, one of the best video games ever, in my opinion. So it's one of those things where, like, we talk about this with video game movies all the time. Like, it's already so cinematic, that game. I don't know how you translate that. Almost like it's like you have to take steps backwards in order to make it fit into a series. So, like, I don't know how that's going to work, but I'm excited for it.
This episode, before we get into our Stranger Things portion, is brought to you by Truebill. How many subscription services do you pay for each month? I pay for probably like I think I said it last time. It's close to 20.
I've been doing the Chris Hemsworth fitness app, and I had forgotten about it for a little while, and I was just like, first of all, it's an awesome app. They have great recipes.
I believe it.
Awesome workouts, like quick 20-minute things. It's great. Not going to give them a free shout out, but that's one where I was like, oh yeah, this is a subscription I should probably get rid of.
They can add up. Truebill is the smartest way to manage your finances. New app that helps you. I don't even say it's new one. I've used this for a while now. You identify, stop paying for subscriptions you don't need, or maybe forgot about, or like myself, I was paying for Hulu twice. That's tough. I'll tell you what, there's no benefit in having 2 Hulu subscriptions. On average, people save up to $720 a year with Truebill. You can cancel subscriptions directly through the app. A variety of tools that help make a budget, track, evaluate savings goals, automated savings. It's great. Again, if you have a lot of subscription services, which at this point, if you watch a lot of stuff, you probably do, get started today at Truebill, TRUEBILL.com/lights. Take control of your finances and start saving at Truebill.com/lights. It's Truebill.com/lights. All right. Stranger Things Season 3 was a miss. I don't know what it was.
It's not great.
I just didn't love it. It didn't have the cultural impact that the first season, especially,
Better than the second
had.
season, but the second season was still...
Yeah, but even then, like, people still talked about, like, I just feel like it wasn't discussed and just kind of came and went. That is not the case with this new season. This we just said in our interview, Stranger Things is very clearly having a moment, a massive pop culture moment. Everyone's talking about it. Music's a big deal. I noted to somebody this weekend. I was at a bar this weekend. They played a remix of the Kate Bush song, and everybody in the bar was singing it. And now, it's not like that's a song nobody's heard of until recently, but something tells me a bar of 20-something and 30-somethings would not have been singing that song had it not just been a very popular show. So very clearly...
How many extra did Kate Bush get from that? Did they have the numbers on that?
I don't know what it is, like what the bump...
Yeah.
I mean, there's got to be a bump. Also, she's such an interesting person to begin with, too. Like, she rarely makes statements. She came out how she was, like, fucking amped. She's like, this is great. Like, I'm so happy a part of this. Getting rave reviews from audience and critic. I was critical, I think you were too, I think we all were, of the runtimes. The runtimes are absurd. They're long, and the Volume 2 runtimes are even crazier, right? Like, there's like, isn't the finale like 2.5 hours, basically?
Something like that, yeah.
I am not going to walk that back. They're still absurd. And the season is absolutely bloated. There are moments you're like, this is probably a little too long right now.
Yeah.
Like, maybe one less, like, crippled bones teenager would have been okay. Like, we probably could have crippled the bones of one less teenager. However, I will say this too, though, because I love long shit. People know that. I love long movies. I love, like, long series. But also, it's a little long. it's still enjoyable though. There's nothing in it that I'm watching where I'm like, probably could have cut this out. That I'm also like, this isn't good. Like it's good. It's just like it drags a little bit in spots, but the good stuff in this show is great, and the finale was fucking awesome. It's an awesome finale.
Yeah.
It was weird because spoiler alert, major spoiler alert, the whole end of the finale of this first volume is basically an exposition dump.
Kind of,
in a sense, but it was very compelling. Like it was done, I thought, in a really cool way that intertwined the stories, and I was like edge of my seat watching it. I really thoroughly enjoyed it. I think the humor hits really well this season too because it's so much darker than all the other seasons. Also, I'll let you talk about Will, the character Will. Oh my God.
Yeah.
They were like, dude, are you 40 now?
There's ways that you can get around like aging down a character. I think they were just like, let's just act exactly. He looks exactly the same. Let's give him the same haircut, same shirt, same everything. It was so funny.
Like there are parts where Millie Bobby Brown, I'm even like, she looks older, but like there's a couple scenes where it's her younger self with her current self, and even I was like, there's a second where I'm like, you know what, it's not as crazy as it's crazy. Don't get me wrong. They all look so much older, but oh man, the Will character, it's insane. It's almost like they recast, but like, what are you gonna do?
It's like the Dewey Cox, beginning of Dewey Cox.
Yes.
When he was in high school.
It's like, but what are you gonna do? It's like, it's not like it's their fault. You can't blame. Like, I'm not blaming them or anything. It's not a negative. It's just kind of funny. It's like it is. That's the problem when you create a show with kids. At the age that they created it, like a couple of them are going to look very old at some point,
especially after COVID delayed.
But you like, what did you guys think? Again, I had a really good time with it, and if anything, I was just bummed that we have to wait a month now.
Yeah, I think that the first, and I think I compared this to you earlier. To me, it's like a sandwich, right? Where the bread is the best part. Like the first two episodes were really, really good. Last episode was awesome. Everything in between that felt like not unnecessary because it's all like important lead up stuff, but like it was really, really bloated. And there's a lot of storylines in there. I feel like they could have just gotten away with cutting, like you were just saying. Like I think the whole storyline with the basketball team kids and shit, and even like the guy whose name is Munster, I think, or
Eddie Munson.
Yeah, Munson. Yeah.
Now that I say that, is that a reference? I don't know.
No
It'd be
idea.
weird. It came out in the fucking 60s. I'd be starting to reference the Munsters.
But like a lot of those storylines, I feel like you could dump in this movie's this series so far. Season is exactly the same. So outside of that bloatedness in the middle, I think the bookends of this season so far were really, really good. That ending episode was awesome. I think the first two episodes, an introduction of the Vecna was so cool. I think that's one of the scariest creatures I think I've ever seen in any sort of horror movie. Like the voice, the actual appearance of him, like the slithering and shit, and like you just heard with Brett Goldman, like a decent amount of that practical like CGI just for like the movement on like the little tentacle things he has. But like that, I think was such a good creature. I think the way that they played that in, like, oh, you need to find a way to pull yourself back in, like with the Kate Bush song and all that. That scene where she gets pulled back with the Kate Bush song was awesome. Yeah, such a good scene. That's one of the better TV scenes like in a while.
You would think that's a scene that gets like overhyped and overrated. Really, because I heard about it before I watched it, and I watched like, oh, that's fucking awesome. That was great.
Really, really good scene. And it definitely is a little jarring looking at some of the kids' age. Again, Will is the most striking. I think Finn Wolfhard is so like. He looks like a fucking like a golem.
He just gets longer.
He looks like,
and I know that sounds so mean, and I think that sounds so mean. And if they were here, he may have never come on the show. Yeah. But like he just looks longer.
He's so lengthy. Like his arms and legs are so. He's like Slender Man-ish.
He's a stretch four.
He's the Kevin Durant.
He looks like fucking like what's his name? Jackson. Who's that guy from the draft? Like 3-4 years ago, he went to like the Mavs. Like Josh Jackson, UNC.
Yes.
So like whichever Jackson that was, like, he looks like him, and like I think you throw like bat wings on the back of Finn Wolfhard, he looks like a demon, like an actual demon. But other than that, like I think again, just really really good season.
Justin Jackson. I knew exactly
Justin Jackson. Yeah, one of those really just good seasons of television that kind of like those bookends again of this season remind me of what was so good about that first season, where like they hit you with decent amount of humor, decent amount of fright, and I think that this creature, the Vecna, is just unbelievably good, and I'm so impressed.
I'll know too, and Chris, I'll get your thoughts on where you were. I want to know where you were before season and then after watching or whatever, like where it stood for you. But I think the comedy working was a huge reason why it worked, because I think if the funny moments didn't work, this could have been kind of bad, because like. To go from what it was to just straight horror and nothing to like relieve any like the seriousness, I thought it worked in perfectly. I was Steve the Dusty. Those very like funny character moments, it was nice. Chris, thoughts?
I'll keep it short. Really well made, Wonderful creature design, really good acting. That's one thing that I think I always worry about with certain, like, there's some actors who are weirdly better when they are kids. Like, I feel like this series got very lucky with who they cast.
Right.
Solid acting all around. But like sometimes they grow up and they're the actors. Like, I love the movie Boyhood, but the weird thing about that movie is that kid is way better when he's like 9 than he is at the end of the movie. It's bizarre that he becomes a naturally shittier actor. Dude, like, and this is a running theme throughout this podcast. I really hate how that's where me and you, Jeff, are the opposite. I hate bloated shit. I hate overly long things, and like, I really think they could have told this story in a much tighter way. But it is really good. Like, it's better than 90% of media that's like put out there.
Right.
So it's a high recommendation, but one that I don't know if I would ever watch it again just because of how long it was. Would
you agree though? Like, 'cause I like it, but I won't defend how bloated it is. Because like, I was like, oh, am I gonna have to walk my tweet back when I talk shit about the time? And I'm like, no, I won't. I'll stand my ground on that, because I do think it was too long. I truly do. And I was curious if like maybe Netflix made them like do a short amount of episodes, and they were like, well, fuck you, then we're gonna make the episodes long. That'd have been kind of sick. But like, you don't, like, look at Succession. It was 7 fucking episodes last season. Like, HBO shows are typically very short amount of episodes, and like they tell a story. So you don't, because what would, if you broke down like and made them like hour-long episodes, it's how many episodes would it have been? It'd been like, what, 20-something episodes this season?
Something tells me that if Netflix is throwing a $300 million bag at them, like, they don't have any leverage to the Duffer Brothers. Duffer Brothers can do literally whatever.
It'd be so funny if Netflix did that. They're like, okay, you can only do 15 episodes.
Yeah,
like,
sorry,
okay,
guys.
we're gonna do fucking 3-hour episodes then.
Yeah, you're out of here.
But
like, they immediately go to HBO.
But you'd agree though, right? Because like, it's bloated, but like the bloated stuff's not bad. That's why it's okay, right, Chris?
Right.
That's where, yeah.
No, I'm with you. Yeah. It just, but even, yeah. I just, in terms of pacing, regardless of how good the quality is, it does kind of bog the whole thing.
It is long, especially. And I think like the killing, like the third kid, because there wasn't like a mystery of them being killed. You're like, all right, well, he's gonna cripple the body again, and his eyes are gonna explode.
And that goes back to the whole basketball kid thing. Like, I feel like you could remove that entire. That group, the basketball kids hunting down
that character stinks.
He's terrible. He's awful. You remove them.
You do hate him though. You do want him to die though.
You save. So
much time. I really want that character to die in the second volume. That'd be kind of great.
He's definitely always dead.
He stinks.
So dead. He's so dead.
Yeah. No. I like the Russian stuff worked for me, even though it was like so on the side. I thought the 11 stuff was great. Mm-hmm. Like, I think the reveal at the end about 1 was awesome. I thought it was just like, it built up, and it's one of those reveals that you realize what's about to happen, but you're like, oh fuck, that's pretty cool. I like the way they integrated this.
The Gelman karate scene, very funny. We talked about
very
that.
Funny.
Very funny.
He was great. Mm-hmm. Love him. All right.